Everyone was shocked at the Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis trade. It was an unthinkable move and an opportunity that the Lakers never could have foreseen. I'm going to explain to you why this move was a generational steal by the Lakers and why it's a great move for them right now and for their future. The one thing that separates the Lakers from other franchises is that they're meant to have a generational superstar talent and try to win championships with that superstar talent. From Jerry West to Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and currently LeBron James, the Lakers have always maintained the goal of getting generational superstars. This is the core philosophy of their brand, and I'm not sure that there would ever be a chance for them to do something like this in the future. Just ask yourself this: would it have even been possible for the Lakers to land a player of this level ever again in the foreseeable future? That is the primary reason why the Lakers had to make this move. One of the main ways for a team to get a franchise cornerstone like Luka is through the draft. You get lucky through the draft lottery and select someone you think has potential to be a great player. It's a process that, even if you have the first overall pick, is not guaranteed that you'll land a future superstar. The Lakers would have to position themselves to tank so that they could have that chance. And the Lakers, as long as they have LeBron James, would not be looking to tank anytime soon, especially while having Anthony Davis. Whenever LeBron does retire and they'd be left with AD, they really wouldn't be in a position to concede to tanking since they'd still have a relatively competitive roster, but not a lot of promising young players. We all were thinking about that once LeBron does retire, the team as constructed with AD as the best player would not be good enough to compete for championships, especially since AD will be an aging superstar by the time LeBron retires. The best choice by that point would be to tank, but that's never been a path that the Lakers have been willing to try anyway. Just look at the years between 2016 and 2018 after Kobe retired. They had a couple years where they tried to build a young core, but inevitably fell into signing LeBron and eventually traded for AD in 2019. As much as tanking and collecting draft assets is the natural life cycle for most franchises in the league, like for example the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Lakers are historically unwilling to take on that process, and instead they strive to be competitive every season, which leads them towards making trades like this or trying to poach players in free agency. As far as other trades they could have made within this period, it's pretty much impossible to picture any scenario where they could land a player like Luka. Just to put him into perspective, there are probably only a handful of players in the league that are at Luka's level. Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo are a couple that are in this category, both of whom still have 3 years after the season remaining on their contracts and are at the ages of 29 and 30 respectively. There is no way in any world their teams would be willing to trade them for Anthony Davis, and positionally it doesn't make sense for them to do so. Even if those teams wanted to trade for AD, the Lakers would have to give up far more than what they did in this trade, leaving them with a much worse roster than they do right now. Along with that, there are two players who are pushing 30 and are much older than Luka at 25. Beyond them, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is currently the lead of a very young Oklahoma City Thunder team that currently sits first in the West. It doesn't make any sense for the Thunder to split up that group, and if anything, they'd be looking to bring stars to their team to surround Shai rather than move him. Then there's also Victor Wembanyama, who is probably the most untouchable player in this league, as a 21-year-old with unprecedented ability at 7'3". The Spurs would be doing their franchise a huge disservice in moving him. There really aren't any other players that are of the same value as Doncic, and the only remaining players that are at the same playing level would be Kevin Durant or Steph Curry. But even then, they are very old superstars both at 36 years old and cannot be looked at as post-LeBron pieces. With all of these options laid out, Doncic is a one-of-a-kind player that the Lakers were able to get at the right time. The only other way they could have landed a player like him would be in free agency in the coming years, and still the players I just mentioned are basically locked into their teams indefinitely, and who knows who will be the next up-and-coming generational superstar that is at Luka's level. As for this season, this move still has to be looked at as a huge benefit to the Lakers. I know, of course, right now they're missing a big man and they have to get that resolved as soon as possible, but this move should still be looked at as an addition for this season. We can think of it like this team was gearing up for a strong postseason, but realistically we know that the team was not at the level needed to top the likes of OKC or the Nuggets again. This move changes the dynamic drastically. They just swapped an elite player for an even more elite player. Even if the pieces aren't put together perfectly right now, their upside definitely increased. Adding to that, Luka will be playing alongside LeBron, who is the type A of the player Luka wants to become in his career. I think they should fit together seamlessly because they are both the peak of basketball IQ in this league. This shouldn't be looked at as an issue where both of them are ball dominant, so it can never work. Luka got to the finals with Kyrie Irving as his co-star last season. LeBron has adapted very well with other top ball handlers plenty of times before in his career, and this should be no different. They are two players with varieties of skills that few players possess, and can create unique openings off of each other with the attention that both of them require from defenses. They are probably, along with Jokic, the best passers in the league and can find openings better than anyone. The Lakers have a lot of upside from doing this move because of this. Luka has the type of skills and character to be one of the greatest ever. And at 25 years old, he has plenty of time in his career to make that case. He has already proven that he's able to deliver numerous times in the playoffs with not the best supporting cast. He just needs the opportunity to showcase his worth with a little bit more resources. From now until Luka's contract expiry in 2027, the Lakers have to make a case to him that they can deliver a championship level roster that he can compete with so that he'll sign a long-term extension. If they're able to do that, then just from a time perspective alone, the Lakers have more time with him than they do with Anthony Davis, which makes this deal an absolute steal for the Lakers overall. That's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more Lakers content like this. Leave a like, comment what you think about the trade overall, and thanks for watching.